Hello everyone, and welcome back to the KDP Design Group. I've got another video tutorial today, and this one's a good one. I'm going to be talking about the feature in Adobe Illustrator that I use more often than any other feature, and that is the Symbols panel. This one has really been a game changer for me. I'd like to thank Emily Robbins, a very active member of our group, for the video suggestion. So if you've watched my last video on customizing your workspace, you will know that I keep my Symbols panel up here, undocked and on the right, because I use it so often. If you don't have this panel on your screen, you can find it up here in the Windows drop-down menu, along with all of your other panels. The Symbols panel allows me to have quick access to all of my reusable assets and illustrations that I design myself right here in Illustrator. So for example, I have different symbol libraries docked here next to my Symbols panel, saved by category. And I'm sure you've seen how I use these symbols in a bunch of my other KDP design videos. So go and watch those videos now if you want to see more. So for example, here I have my insect symbols, my eye symbols, which I use in a lot of coloring books, and my flower symbols. And as you can see, you can use your illustrations with drag and drop ease. Before discovering the Symbols panel, I used to keep all of my illustrations saved as independent AI files, and if I wanted to reuse them, I had to open that file and copy and paste them into whatever document I was currently working on. So having all of my illustrations available to me in one place and having quick access to them really has improved my overall workflow. So let me go ahead and select everything on my artboard right now and delete. And here in my layers panel, you'll see that I've created a couple of images that I would like to use in a new KDP book that I'm about to start working on. And I will show you how to turn these into symbols, how I name them, and the settings I use when creating these symbols. So here we are, and as you can see, we'll be working with these animal assets that I have created. And once your illustration is ready to go, you need to click on the selection tool or use the keyboard shortcut V to select it. And I'm going to draw a bounding box over everything that I want to include in my symbol. I will open up my Symbols panel. And once selected, I can click on the Create New Symbol button here at the bottom of the panel, and it's going to open up this dialog box. The next step is to name your new symbol, and I usually just type in the name of the category of images, which in this case is animals, and then I number them, so I will type in Animal 001. Another little convention I use is that if my symbol is transparent, I add a / at the end of the name to indicate that there is no fill on this particular symbol. I won't do that in this case because my symbol does have a black fill. This becomes important if my symbols are going to be overlapping each other within the document. So moving on to the rest of the settings. Here we have export type, and under that menu you'll see movie clip and graphic. This only becomes important if you're going to be using Illustrator along with Adobe Flash, which for KDP books is probably not the case, so I just usually leave that on movie clip, and it has no effect on the symbol within Illustrator. The next thing is symbol type, which gives you a choice between dynamic symbol and static symbol. Dynamic symbols give you more control over how you can edit the symbols once they're created, so I usually leave it on dynamic symbol by default. Next is this registration option that lets you select where the origin of your artwork is, and once again, that only becomes important if you're going to be using Adobe Illustrator with Adobe Flash. So I just leave that at the center point by default. The next checkbox down here says Enable Guides for 9-slice scaling. I use that option sometimes, but not always. It's a little bit more of a complicated feature, so I'm just going to leave that unchecked for now, and it's something that we can cover in a later video. So once I have everything set here, I'm going to click OK, and you'll see that we have added that penguin symbol to my symbols library. I can now drag and drop that symbol onto my artboard. When I do so, you will see two buttons pop up at the top of my screen. One says Edit Symbol, and next to that it says Break Link. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this last symbol that I created, and I'm going to break the link. And what that does is it changes this particular instance of this penguin from a symbol just into regular artwork like anything else that you would create in Illustrator. Now I'm going to click back on one of my penguins up here, and you'll see that those two buttons appear at the top again, Edit Symbol or Break Link. So I'm going to leave the rest of these instances as symbols, and I'm going to click Edit Symbol. Now there's a dialog box that pops up that says you are about to edit the symbol definition. Any edits to the symbol will be applied to all of its instances. Do you want to continue? And in this case, I do want to continue, so I'm going to click OK. This takes me into edit symbol mode, and you'll see that everything is grayed out except for that one symbol that I'm working on. Now, if you recall, we left the penguin symbol as a dynamic symbol, and here's something that it allows you to do. So I'll drag this down here. I'll get my direct selection tool, Now I'm actually going to do something really ridiculous here, just to illustrate the point. I'm going to grab a bunch of these points up here, have them selected in edit symbol mode, and then I'm going to use my arrow key to elongate the neck of this penguin, right? It's kind of a ridiculous thing to do, but I want you to see the effect that it has on the other symbols. Once I'm done editing, I'm going to exit edit symbol mode, and you will find that every instance of that symbol that was already on my document has now changed to match the new edits, with the exception of that first penguin, which did not change because we broke the link between that penguin and the symbols. And as you can see, when you now drag and drop your symbol, it keeps the changes that you made to that symbol. Now, like I said, that's kind of a ridiculous edit to make, so I'm just going to go ahead and undo and exit edit mode. Once you are done creating your symbols, you're going to want to save them in a library for future use. So this is not the most intuitive system in the world, but it's the only way I know how to do it. What you're going to want to do is delete all of the symbols from your symbols panel that you don't want in that library. And in this case, the only thing I want in that library is the penguin. So I'm going to click on everything else. I'll click on the first symbol, hold shift down, and click on the last symbol that's not the penguin. And then I will click on this trash can icon here to get rid of all of those symbols I don't want. Now don't worry, I know we just got rid of all the default symbols, but those are going to come back the next time you open Illustrator, whether you want them to or not. Now you need to click on the symbol libraries icon here at the bottom left of the panel and click on Save Symbols. Give your library a name, so I'm going to call it DXD Animals, and I will click Save. So now, just to show you how this works, I'm going to delete that symbol as well. And you get a dialog box that says one or more of the symbols are in use and cannot be deleted until their instances are expanded or deleted. So you have the option of, when I'm deleting my symbol, you can either break the link between your symbols and your document and they will become normal artwork, or you can delete all of those instances when you delete the symbol. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and delete the instances. And you'll see that all of those symbols that were linked to the master symbol have now disappeared. The one where we already broke the link remains in my document. So now I'm going to show you how to recall your symbol library. So click on the Symbols Library menu button again, and you're going to scroll down to User Defined. It's where you're going to find all of your user symbols. And I'm going to find my DXD Animals library, and you'll see that it pops up here on the side. And what I normally do is I will grab it and dock it to the side of my symbols panel. So now I have my DXD Animals, insects, eye symbols, and flower symbols loaded. Okay, so with DXD Animals loaded, I can then once again grab my penguin and drop it onto my artwork. You can do some edits to your symbols without breaking the link, including transformations. So I'll show you here. I will scale this instance of my symbol. Thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications if you want to keep up to date with all of my KDP design tutorials. Also, please join the Facebook group. It's called the KDP Design Group, and there is a link in the description below. I try my best to give you guys a lot of value in these free tutorials, and I only ask you to repay me through interactions here on YouTube to help me grow this channel, and through interactions in the Facebook group as well. Please leave your comments and questions below, and have a great day.